Hello everyone, I'm Peanut and this is Minecraft. In this episode, we are going to be working with these bad boys, the Skulk Sensors, to try and make some D&D spells happen in Minecraft. First of all, I found something that I think it's not a bug, but it's an interesting thing that, people already probably know about, but if you hit the area around the skulk sensor, that's why I have different things here. So the chest is opening a container gives an output of 15, and then walking, which is the stone block, gives an output of 1. So like here, just 1. And then if I open the chest, 15. See? But if you throw in any throwable item, it can be an egg or a snowball or I think even an arrow firing, but I don't know exactly about that one. But you throw it, on impact, it gives out 8. But if you stand here and throw it away, it gives out an input of 7, which can be useful for some of the things that we're trying to do. Like I said, we're making D&D spells in Minecraft using redstone and skulk sensors, so I'm probably going to end up taking creative liberty with some of these. The first spell that I came across that I realized that I could do in Minecraft was Transport via Plants. It's a 6th level druid spell that basically lets you go from a really big plant to any other plant that you've seen by walking through the big plant. So I've made a giant custom tree here. It's not very good, but it'll serve the purpose. And I have put a tripwire inside it because I prefer tripwires to pressure plates. They're a little harder to set up, but it's worth it. And I think I want to teleport from this tree to that tree right there. And that is going to be fairly simple to set up because all we really have to do is go over here and build ourselves a little bit of an ender porter. Hopefully this will work. And no. Okay, I need to put this up here. Alright, so let's figure out how to redstone this so that when I walk through there, I come out here. Whoops. Ouch. I have dug a tunnel all the way from that tree to this tree, and now we're gonna have to get a repeater output from this tripwire. Alright, and we gotta send it down. Okay, that should be that bit done. So this, I'm gonna uncover it again. This tripwire hook powers this block, which powers the repeater, which powers this block, and powers this redstone dust. And I need to make the weather clear again. And now it's just running this redstone dust all the way through this tunnel back to the other tree. I've got the redstone line all the way over here. Now I've got to figure out how exactly I'm gonna get this trapdoor powered. That should be it. So currently the trapdoor is powered, meaning it's flipped up. And then once we trigger the tripwire over in that tree way over there, it should send the signal all the way down, which will go into this block and then turn off this redstone torch, turn on this one, turn off this one, and then flip down the trapdoor. Hopefully. Yeah, that should be what it does. Here's hoping this works and I didn't actually misplace a repeater or anything. Aha! Nice! That's cool. That's cool. I want to try it again. Ah! Alright, that's nice. So, on to spell number 2. So the next spell that we're going to be working on here is called Plant Growth, and that is a druid spell. I think it can also be a bard or a ranger spell. But basically, you can make plants grow in a 100-foot radius, and it's a circle in D&D. But because this is Minecraft, and I've made a grid of dispensers that are going to be full of bone meal, and I am gonna have to hook them all up to a Skulk Sensor. So that's gonna take a while. It is now after several hours of digging out a grid line underneath this that I decided the giant space was not worth it. So I've dug out a smaller area over here, and I'm basically gonna do the same thing, just on a smaller scale, because I don't want to spend another 8 hours actually getting all that to work. So this is more of a proof of concept than anything else. That should be the whole thing completed. So, I mean, other than the top and also filling the dispensers with bone meal. So we've got the Skulk sensor here, and it activates. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's gonna have to go there. But I might have to move it there. Yeah, okay. Hopefully that should keep that from happening. Oh no. Oh, it's coming from the other side now. Okay. That's something I have to fix as well. Okay, wonderful. Wool is very useful when you're dealing with Skulk sensors. But yeah, I've got this, it's working, it's functioning, so when I hit this with a snowball, it will dispense a whole bunch of bone meal, and then it'll stop. So it's not just gonna go on forever and ever. So I'm gonna fill these with bone meal, and I'm actually going to, well, first of all, show how this actually works, because I realized I didn't do that. The Skulk sensor outputs a signal of a varying strength depending on what you do next to it. I explained that at the beginning of the video, but then the first spell that I did was not one that required a Skulk sensor, so I decided to explain it again. But I have the Skulk sensor specifically set up with a comparator here so that it won't be activated by walking. And so by like animals just randomly walking around is not going to activate this. It'll only activate if you do something like throw a snowball or open a container. Like that. But this next part here works, it's just an observer clock. So it'll go down here and it makes sure that the signal strength gets to 7. Which, I mean, it could be 7 or 8, whatever. But it pushes down this observer, makes it go click, 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 click. Dispenses a bunch of bone meal, and that's it. So, we're gonna cover this up and get it going. And now that I've got this all bone mealed and covered up, I do want to put some trees around, or some saplings around, so that we'll have something to grow. Whoop. That was unexpected. I mean, I guess that means it works. Right? Not working exactly as expected, but it's working. I guess what I would need to do is have something to remove the grass that comes up on that block so it will actually, like, function properly. But you'll see when I throw a snowball in the middle of there, see, like, the dispensers are firing. Oh, hey, it actually grew the tree that time. The dispensers fire, but they don't, it's not really growing anything because there's too much grass in the way. But yeah, so that's how that works. Easy peasy, right? The next spell we're gonna be doing is a cleric cantrip called Resistance. I have a little setup over here. But one thing that I need to do before I can think about doing this is we need the activation. And in order to get that activation, it's a touch spell. So I thought maybe... Let's see if hitting an animal gives us a shulker, as a skulker thing. I mean, it would because the animal is running, but... Instead of doing the stupid thing and trying to capture a cow, I decided to do the smart thing and spawn one in. Yeah, alright. Hitting an animal does give a output on a Skulk Sensor. Let's go over to my little light thing here and see exactly how much of an output it gives. That's an 8. Alright. So it's the exact same level of activation as throwing a snowball. Which means I could just throw a snowball, but where's the fun in that? So this cow in here is gonna be our activation cow. We're gonna put glass around him just because. So the concept for this was fairly easy. Have a Skulk Sensor activated by an animal that gets hit. Pull out a piston to activate a beacon with resistance because... that, you know, it's a touch target spell, but I can't really just, like, hit the cow and give it resistance like that. I don't even think that there are resistance potions. Well, there are resistance potions. But apparently there are not. There are fire resistance potions. See, like, I could have been lazy and just done this. Bam, the cow has resistance. And also, apparently, throwing a potion activates the thing. But I decided to go a little bit more difficult with the redstone because I'm kind of trying to... And notice, I actually fixed this one. So breaking a block near it doesn't actually make it go off. And to do that, I used... Let's see if I can break in here without breaking anything. Where is it? There it is. That's gonna break something. There we go. I used a locking repeater, which I have found is going to be extremely useful for making redstone contraptions with the use of the Skulk Sensors, because I can make it so that, like, if I place a block right here, it's not going to activate the thing, but if I throw the snowball, it does. So basically the way this works is I've got a comparator output from the Skulk Sensor, which can detect anything that has an output of 8. It will not detect anything less because the redstone trail goes to 8 right here into this repeater. And it won't detect anything more because anything with a greater signal is going to come through this side into this repeater and lock this repeater, preventing it from pushing a signal out. So that's why placing and breaking the blocks does not activate it. See how when I break it, it locks that repeater right there? Got that bedrock bar across it. So it won't actually output a signal. And then the next part is just a bunch of piston pushing, and I had to invert the powering, like twice, I think. Like once here and then once here to make it actually go. So when the system activates, if I can get back here. Whoops, I hit the chicken. There. When the system activates, it pulls back this redstone block to pull down that, and then it pulls back these pistons to pull the thing away so that it'll activate the beacon. The beacon has resistance on it, and it doesn't have resistance for long, which actually makes sense because it's just a cantrip. So yeah, resistance spell, touch attack, boom. hit the cow gets resistance. I could actually make the beacon at the bottom bigger and change it out for regen, and then I could use that could be basically interchanged to do almost any healing spell. Unless I want to do the same thing with a dispenser full of health potions, but that would be too easy now, wouldn't it? I want to thank y'all so much for watching. This has been a fun experience for me to play with the Skulk Sensors. I haven't actually gotten to play with them before, and I might be making some more videos with these things before they actually come out because I've been having a lot of fun playing with them. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and maybe hit that bell if you want to see any more of my Skulk Sensor videos that are probably going to happen sometime soon, I don't know. But yeah, I hope y'all had a fantastic day, and bye-bye! Ooh, that's nice.